Hey everybody, welcome to a very special edition of Omnibros Live here at the Omnibus Collectors Network. Live on a Thursday, talking about interesting things. So welcome everybody. I am joined by the awesome co-host and good friend, the Omnibus Collector himself, Riley. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. And how are you this fine evening?
I did not know until 40 or 30 minutes ago that I was going to be on tonight, so it's a little impromptu. I'm DH tonight for our good pal, the Omni Dog. He's resting, so he'll be back Sunday or Monday. So we're here to talk about comics and Q&As and all that wonderful stuff.
And Millie is here with us as well. She's
the unsung hero
around
of tonight's stream.
I have to watch her because she was licking her feet a bit much. So probably had an allergic reaction to something. So my wife is busy downstairs and she asked me to take her up here. But this is aside from my office, it's the dog room. This is the dog bed and everything.
Yay.
So this is her designated spot. So she definitely belongs here.
Awesome. Shout out to the chat. They're already going in hard on this. Mystic Lion, thank you for joining. Mr. Awesome, Carly, Alexander, Chris, Original Recipe, Colin. Mystic Lion says, I've had a Pixar marathon all day. I'm currently on Cars. Nice.
Sounds like
my
a lot
favorite
of fun.
Pixar movie would have to be either Monsters, Inc. or the first Toy Story.
It's such a hard choice. I think it's probably would be easy for me to narrow it down to 4 movies or something, but then beyond that, it's oh man, like Toy Story. I know you are not a big fan of Up, and
I like Up.
No, you didn't cry.
Yeah, I'm stolen.
That's what it was. Yeah, you don't have a soul. But yeah, Up and The Incredibles. It just gets really hard after eliminating a bunch of the lessers.
Definitely Toy Story. Yeah, I mean, I still remember getting the first Toy Story game for Three Kings Day for my Sega Genesis. So
Nice.
It's been a while. I remember that vividly in my head.
Was that the old side-scrolling platformer where you played as Woody, and didn't you use the rope to hook onto stuff?
I think so. One of the levels was on top of the racing car, or something like that. Yeah.
You know what was a really good adaptation game was the Toy Story 2 game on the Nintendo 64. And I don't know if I'm only doing that out of nostalgia, but when it was out, I absolutely loved it. It was a really good platforming collectathon type game, like Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I saw that one, but I never played it on my N64. I want to circle back to this question. Death Rattle, just give me a second, because that's a loaded question right there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Inside Out.
Mr.
Awesome. You know my history with Inside Out. If you've watched Omnibros, you know. If you know, you know.
I think I'm only lacking watching Luca, so just the most recent one. But I believe I've seen everything else. And I saw when I was watching the last episode of Loki, I saw an advertisement that they have the Monsters TV show up.
It's out.
I haven't watched it though.
It's Office-esque, but with Monsters Inc. It's fun. Not as good as the movie, but still fun.
Can I give? I'm gonna give you a memory of mine that is with Monsters Inc. So there was a commercial back when the first Monsters Inc. came out for the toys, and the kids would be like, "My favorite monster is Sully. My favorite monster is Mike." And there was this one kid at the end of the commercial who's just like, "My favorite monster is all the monsters." And for some reason, that line stuck with me and one of my friends growing up. And that's one of the things that we would just randomly say to each other is, "My favorite monster is all the monsters." Like, I guess
mean,
if we're given a multiple choice and we don't want to choose, it's like, all right, what do you want for dessert? Did you want cake or pie? My favorite
everything,
monsters, all the monsters.
all the monsters.
It's like the ¿Por qué no los dos meme.
Oh, with the girl with the tacos, yeah. Chris, did you guys see the new Disney toys McFarlane is doing? I had no idea. Nice. Where can we look that up, Chris? I'll look it up.
I know Super 7 was doing some Ultimate lines of Disney figures, but I didn't know about McFarlane.
Did you see the Ultra 7? Now that you said Super 7, Mesco's doing an Ultra 7 figure. It looks amazing.
No,
you know what? Screw it. Let me show you. Forget like the show. Forget Ultraman, the recommendations. We're talking action figures, movies, whatever the hell you want, guys. Let me share the Mesco page. We'll get to the questions. Don't worry about it before you start.
You know what action figure, speaking of, I was at Walmart grabbing some stuff. They've re-released the Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way.
Yep, I saw that. Yep.
Uncoated. And there were like 4 of them at Walmart. And I told my wife, like, I was like, yo, you know what they re-released? And she's like, what? My wife doesn't care. But I was like, Turbo Man. And she was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah. And it's the exact, like, seeing it in store and owning that figure, it was the exact box, the exact size. Everything is exactly the same, except it has Funko on it. And I was like, I kind of wanted to get it, but I don't have any money left for this month. I've already run through my budget.
Yeah.
And she was like, I mean, I don't know, you probably should have gotten it. And I was like, is that free reign to spend $40 on an action figure? So now I kind of regret, and I'm hoping that the next time I get out to the store that there's still one there, because I still have my Turbo Man, but the sound effects are not great. Like, it sounds really weird. And number 2, I'm missing his visor, his jetpack, and his boomerang. So buying the new one would be a nice way to have everything. And I could even like store the old one in the box and put that away.
So here's the reveal from today. I love it. It's amazing. This is part of the 5 points line that they're doing. Same with the Godzilla ones that they're putting out next year. So I'm very much interested in this. You saw the Godzilla ones, right?
I think you showed me like via one of the chats. I think you shared them. I think so.
I got this.
Wait, how big is it? 4.5 inches.
4.5 inches, which is great for a mini display. It doesn't take up too much room in your on the shelf or whatever. I like it. I like the size. And
but why not 5.5? Why not 4.5 feet?
That'd be cool too. Because one of the things I want to do is I canceled a bunch of pre-orders that I had for some statues and figures, and I'm just gonna get all the monsters that I can. To be honest, I want to do a display of like vintage looking kaiju figures. The cheaper looking and the more bootleg it looks, the better. I like this style. Obviously, emulates the original movies, which is why I really want it, as you can see here. So yeah, I'm all in for this. They revealed 2 sets and the Mothra figure as well. So I pre-ordered every single one.
Angerous.
This guy right here.
See, this is like the classic looking figures that you would see on when I go back to my childhood and think about like my uncle's house. This is like the stuff that he had.
Yeah, I want to recreate that, and same with the books and stuff. I don't know. I'm changing things up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But one of the things I wanted was to get Godzilla figures, like a bunch of them, because they're really freaking cool. So yeah, there's that.
Now, what happened with the McFarlane Disney?
Right. Let me check. McFarlane Disney figures. Um,
This
superhero
is the
hype.
let's help people spend their money episode.
This is what the Monday show is going to become if you let Jess and I run things. Because all we like
Just
to
letting
do,
people spend money.
yeah, I love. We have a collectibles chat on Facebook where I'm just constantly, if I find a news item about a figure, I'll post it there, or I'll share it on our Omnibros chat. I just like
Yeah.
looking that stuff up. Let's see, McFarlane Disney figures. More, is this it? Mirrorverse?
Also, Super 7 revealed their Power Rangers line.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That looks amazing. Facebook page and his website.
It's like a perfect mixture of the Figuarts Power Rangers and the Hasbro, I feel.
Yeah.
But then like in the Super 7 style, they come with so many accessories. Like it's crazy. I think they're like $50 figures. So if you want to get spending, it's not terrible. They're 7-inch figures, and so a lot of people will compare them to like the Marvel Diamond Select figures, which are half the price typically. But the Diamond Select figures don't come with nearly as many like alternate heads, hands, and accessories as most of those Super 7s come with, such as the Power Rangers, but also like the Ninja Turtle ones.
Yeah. I'm looking for the thing. Damn it. It's not on there. Just Google. It's not on there. Oh, gotcha. Google Disney Mirrorverse McFarlane toys. So I was right. I had this on Toy Arc. Shout out to them. This show's about to get crazy. But before I do, let me remind you of our wonderful sponsor, and that is, of course, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions and all the wonderful recommendations that we're going to give out in a couple minutes after we're done geeking out about toys. You can get them at InStockTrades.com. Omnis, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, all that stuff. Up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra percent to that. And if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. One of these days, I'm going to sing the jingle. Don't worry, guys. So, yeah, this is brought to you by Toy Arc. Is this it, Chris, or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. McFarlane Disney Mirrorverse figures. This looks like it's actually pretty cool. I dig it.
What is the Mirrorverse?
I have no idea, but if this is like action packed with like, look at Belle. She's never looked that badass.
By the packaging, it looks like a low cost set. Like they'd probably be like $20 or less.
Yeah. Look at that. Mirrorverse. Whoa, is this like Fables or something like that?
Yeah, it looks like Kingdom Hearts without the Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts, but just Disney. Mirrorverse. Okay, I want this Goofy because that was my dad's favorite. And I want, is that it? And I want, oh, here we go. Nice. Jack looks kind of weird there. Mickey.
That Buzz's armor is kind of hardcore.
That Buzz looks like a
angular.
90s, like a
yeah.
Can I
Warlock Mickey with gold instead of blue.
Yeah.
Or red or whatever it was.
And here we
go. Whoa, look at freaking Sully.
Speaking of Monsters Inc., yeah. Dude, this Buzz is amazing. What the hell's going on, man? I want to get into the whole Mirrorverse.
See, it looks like a Marvel Legends type packaging on that one.
Yeah. I mean,
which makes me think. Well, I guess that's also similar to what McFarlane's DC line looks like in the package.
Is this a U.S. flag? What the hell?
Whoa, he's got a. Yeah, I saw that as well, but he's got a skeleton arm.
Is he going to be Doctor Strange or something like that? Is this part of the multiverse of madness?
You better start believing in ghost stories.
This is weird because they're Disney properties, but it's McFarlane and they do DC as well. Like, what's happening? Are they going to do Marvel now? Looks cool. Mickey looks kind of funky with the yellow, but I dig it. And let's check out Sully. Although some of the charm is lost because he's so serious.
He looks like he's ready to be in an Overwatch game or something.
He's done making children laugh. Now he's going to kill people.
We're going back to screams.
That's cool.
Wait, why'd he get the blister package? He's like bigger than Buzz, it looks like.
That is not going to sit well on the shelf. That's going to
it does have a 4+ on it, so maybe that one's actually a smaller. The ones in the blister are probably smaller figures that are cheaper with less articulation, while the ones like Buzz and Jack are probably the higher cost ones.
So there we go. Also, to go back into the comics world, this is a figure that's coming out. Shoot, how do I look for it here? Harlan Etrigan. Finally, they're doing something other than Batman.
Batman?
Yeah. So we're getting an Etrigan from Demon Knights. I am so excited for this. This is badass. Dope. I mean, yeah, sure. This one is pretty cool too.
What else is in the line?
More Batman figures.
Oh, sure, of course.
Look, you get Armored Batman from Dark Knight Returns. You get the King Shazam from The Infected.
Yeah.
This doofus from Batman Beyond. I forget his name. I mean, that is so random. Out of all the Batman Beyond villains, okay.
Like they didn't want to do, was her name Ink and the wasn't the Skull dude Blight?
Blight, yeah. Or you could have done like the Joker gang. That would have been cool.
Yeah, or the Royal Flush gang.
The Royal Flush gang, that'd be cool too.
Is that Flashpoint Wonder Woman?
No, this is Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane because he has a mini line of him doing the figures.
He did that really crappy Batman with like the goggles.
Oh, that was terrible. I hated that.
Yeah. This one just literally looks like he read Flashpoint Wonder Woman as like, I could do that.
Yeah. But these two look really cool. It sucks that he's doing this Shazam instead of just doing regular Shazam. Like, don't give me the variants. Give me the original first, but whatever.
Has he not done an original Shazam at all?
No.
Yeah, it's that's weird. I feel like if you're going to do different versions, like you said, like the variants and stuff, do the original first and then give us the variant ones.
Exactly. All he's done is Batman figures, a random Superman, Harley Quinn, one Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, a bunch of DC metal, and now this random wave and the movie figures. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place.
I'm hoping that Etrigan does lead towards more Demon Knights figures, because that would be cool.
I want more Justice League Dark. I think they should make a Justice League Dark in action figure form, and I would buy it. Give me Swamp Thing with the Alan Moore beard, and Zatanna. I would get all of them. And
Detective Chimp,
of course,
with his sword.
Chris says Superboy Prime and Lobo were just announced. Boy, I better. What the hell
is it? Armored Superboy Prime, like with the Anti-Monitor armor from Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis, that'd be dope. Let me check this out. By the way, do you have any comic recommendations for people now that we're talking about everything?
Demon Knights and Justice League Dark. I talked about Demon Knights a while ago, but yeah, like if you're looking at that Etrigan and you think that that's really cool, like seriously do read the Demon Knights comic. The books are I think still a bit hard to grab because they've been out of print for a little while. It was a 3-volume series initially written by Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell, and then I think Robert Venditti took over. Basically set in kind of medieval times. It's Etrigan's team of kind of the Seven Soldiers, more or less. It's like the precursor to the Seven Soldiers, but also at the same time was kind of the precursor to Stormwatch. Whenever Stormwatch got like melded into the DC universe during the beginning of the New 52. It is one of the inaugural New 52 titles. And it was 3 paperback volumes. I would love to see it recollected, whether it be in a thick paperback or a hardcover or whatever. And then Justice League Dark, the specific team we were talking about is the Rebirth team that was created and written by James Tynion. That was Wonder Woman's team, if I'm not mistaken. She formed the team, or was the leader of the team at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, Swamp Thing was featured heavily in that book. And like Gio mentioned, he did bear a striking resemblance to Alan Moore with a big, mossy, viney beard and stuff. It's really dope. And Detective Chimp is in there, and he does wield a large blade, as you can see right at the bottom of that cover. But you do get, Man Bat and Zatanna are in there on the cover there, and there are other characters. That was a really great run on Justice League Dark. In a lot of ways, it may almost surpass the Jeff Lemire run. I'd have to read them both back to back to make the comparison, but Jeff Lemire has a special place in my heart.
So, sorry, I can't talk tonight. Is that still ongoing, Justice League Dark? Because I've only been reading it in trades.
I think he wrapped it. It's been about 6 months out since I've read a current comic from either Marvel or DC or any other publisher. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that he wrapped that up and maybe was doing backup features in a Infinite Frontier book, but wrapping up the story nonetheless.
Yeah. Oh, found Lobo. Okay. I see what's happening. They're doing the reveals at Facebook. I did not know that. Give me a second here. How do I present this? Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so we got that reveal.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Always an easy one to do. Once you make a Flash, you just repaint and give him a different head.
Yeah. Here's Lobo.
That's a cool logo. The main man himself.
Face looks kind of like Buffy vampires, where they have the brow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Emperor Palpatine shit going on in the middle of the face, but it's like kind of mixed with Machete.
How do I image? Oh, okay. And this is Superboy. You're going to be excited for this. Superboy Prime, sorry.
There we go.
He does have the armor.
Does have the armor. I wonder if he'll do a variant, because, like back in the DC Direct days, DC Direct released like everything. And I'm pretty sure they did either DC Direct or the DC Universe, I think Mattel line. One of them, I think, did Sinestro Corps Superboy Prime, like same costume but yellow with the Sinestro Corps on it.
I think that was DC Direct or DC Universe. Not too sure. Chad Omnidog, thank you for joining. Have you guys read any Future State books? What did you think?
I haven't.
I only glossed over a little bit of the Aquaman stuff, and it's fun as hell, but I'm not an expert on the subject, so I apologize.
I did purchase I got for my birthday, I guess, the hardcover Batman, the oversized one that came out. I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, but I did get it.
Black Terror from 45. I don't completely most of the future state just kind of seems like all over the place and kind of like meh. So I'm not going to disagree with that. Although garbage is a strong word. I don't know.
I don't disagree with things being called garbage. I just think that blanket statements are usually false.
Yeah. Oxmeat Pete, McFarlane is making Lobo's Space Hog next. I want them to make, what's the word of it? What's the thing that they're looking for in space with the Lobo comics?
They need to make the better version of Lobo from Cullen Bunn's run during the New 52.
The Twilight Lobo?
Yeah, they need to do that one.
I liked him. I just found it funny that people were so upset. Like,
that series was actually not bad because his attitude did not, like, number one, they showed they're like, this is not the same character. But number two, he was actually a fun character. He was just completely the opposite of the main man Lobo.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you could go back and say that the Keith Giffen, Simon Bisley Lobo completely bastardized or what does he say? Bastardized the original Lobo from the Omega Men.
Yeah. By the way, the word I was looking for was the Space Dolphins. That's what I want to see in an action figure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As an accessory pack.
As an accessory with the Space Hog. You do the Space Hog as a ride action figure. The Bulldog, add the Bulldog and add one of the space fishies. That'd be fun. Let's go back to the question from earlier. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of comments. Death Rattle. Sorry. Would you manga experts, I'm not an expert, but thank you, mind giving a brief description of some manga terms for us newbies, like Shonen Jump, tankobons, etc., etc.?
What are the et ceteras also? If there's more, like, we can go off on stuff, but so Shonen Jump.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Shonen Jump is in Japan. There's the weekly Shonen Jump magazine is the biggest, highest selling manga magazine. It's where most of the more popular titles come from. Currently, you have One Piece, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and different stuff are in that magazine. You've had series like Naruto and Bleach, Dragon Ball, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Fist of the North Star. All kinds of things spawned from that magazine. Shonen Jump in the US is a label, an imprint, if you will, under Viz Media. Viz Media is the American publisher for basically anything from Shueisha, which is the Japanese publisher that is above all of the Jump magazines. So it'd be Weekly Shonen Jump. Right now, Jump Giga, I think, is the seasonal magazine. The Jump Plus is the digital magazine. So Viz Media has all that Shueisha stuff, as well as all the Jump stuff. They do Shonen Sunday, and what's the magazine that all the Ikki? I think Ikki is a magazine.
Ikki,
like a seinen. I think it's a seinen magazine, but they have serialized in the US a bunch of different things. So Shonen Jump is just an imprint under Viz Media's publisher. Tankobon is the word for like a standard volume of manga. Yeah. The standard release of like usually 8 to 10 chapters of a weekly series, or like 4 chapters. A tankobon in the US would just be one of these little paperbacks. There are other names for the different sized books in Japan. Bunkoban, I think, is a smaller one. Kanzenban is a larger one. And there are others that I just don't remember off the top of my head.
But the one that's stuck for the rest of the world is just tankobon. That's the only one that everybody knows. We could talk about the different genres in manga. That's some. I know not everybody knows what
or like
or shoujo or
genre like and demographic. Like so, shonen the Jump magazines are Shonen Jump. Shonen is basically the demographic is for the younger male audience. And then there's Seinen, which is for the older male audience. And then there's on the other side for the female audiences, Shoujo is for younger female audience, and then Josei is for the older female audience. And obviously, it's not like you're going to get arrested if you're a dude reading shoujo or something. Like it's everything is for everyone, but that's the main demographic that these things are catered towards. And then Gekiga, that one, like I would stumble over really saying what it is, but I feel as if Gekiga, when it was first created, the first artists that were doing Gekiga work, most manga was just shonen by default, and Gekiga was a departure from the stuff that was more fantastical, adventurous type stuff, and it was more like realism. It was.
I think it was sort of like a counter argument to like the popularity of manga, right? Of kids material, and they wanted to express art in a more mature type setting, I think.
Yeah.
But the Wikipedia literally just says manga for adults, but with a dominant focus on art and literature, comparing them to graphic novels. So a little bit more mature.
It's like, whereas, because you could compare to seinen or josei manga, because those are more adult oriented, but seinen usually often still go into fantasy stuff, action oriented. For seinen, josei is usually more drama oriented, whereas Gekiga is more like almost just grounded in realism in most Gekiga.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Shoot, sorry. Anyways, yeah. If there are there more terms that we can discuss?
I mean, if people have questions about them, we can hit them up. I'm looking at Claymore right now to see.
Guys, I just watched Claymore for the first time, and I want to read the manga, but I believe it's out of print. What to do? What should we do?
Number one question from me, because I'm not sure, is it available to read on the Shonen Jump app? That would be a good, if you just want to read it.
Is it on there? I don't think it's on the app.
God dang, the box set's freaking expensive now.
Yeah. You can get them. You can read the series via Comixology.
Oh, buy the digital volumes?
Yeah. $6 per volume.
Okay, you know what? I do know where it is. I'm pretty sure. Hold on one second.
Is it on the new app?
No, it's on Manga Plus.
Oh, got it.
And it's being re-released currently. They do like re-edition where they re-release chapters, and right now there's only 40 of the chapters out. So I think that's about 10 volumes. But if you want to read part of it, it is on Manga Plus, but you would have to subscribe. Let me check on, because I know that some stuff is available on the Viz app that's not available on. It's on the Viz app. Okay, all of the volumes, every chapter is available on the Viz Media app.
There you go. Also, N-Man. Geo, two of the Godzilla Blu-rays you suggested were way out of print. I was doing research why and could not come up with a reason. Many times there was no reason, but you never know. I think Miramax had Biollante, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'll read you up on the Godzilla versus Biollante dilemma because I found a thread on it. I just forgot to share it on these shows. What was the other Blu-ray that was out of print? I'm curious. I know when I was getting the Blu-rays, one of them was above cover price. retail price, but I can't remember what it was. Which
Violante was the only one I had issue with.
I showed you, right, that I had bought the DVD. Did you know about that?
I think you mentioned it. I just bought the DVD. I mean, I put everything into the custom cases anyway, so.
I have a blank Blu-ray case. Somebody did a Sony Toho style cover for it, which looks amazing. And now I just I downloaded the movie, and I was thinking of burning it onto a Blu-ray disc and making my own Blu-ray version. But then I saw that the DVD recently went down in price, and you can now get it for like $20. So picked up the DVD instead.
I don't know what the second one would be because they're all Toho, and the Toho ones are easy to get. The only ones that are not Toho are Biollante and Godzilla Returns, if I'm not mistaken.
Godzilla Returns, yeah.
Unless
that you can buy from Sentai.
Sentai for that's where I got it for like $2 or something stupid. But the friggin' what was I gonna say? The rest of them, the Toho stuff is the last time when I was buying them like 2 years ago, but when I bought them, those were all ready to go. But if a single Toho one is out of print and unavailable, then I would imagine that's the sign that the rest of them are going to start going.
Here we go.
Godzilla they're going to start going.
And Godzilla versus Mothra Blu-ray.
They're going to, if a couple of them are, they're going to all go.
But at the same time, it's Godzilla, and he has such a resurgence in popularity. I mean, he's always been popular, I get it. But now with the American movies, you would think they would restock the films.
I think, if anything, what they'll do is re-release as like larger sets.
Yeah. Oh man, don't tell me that. Cool new box sets. Let's go. Here is the licensing distribution issue with Biollante. I read this on I got this from Reddit. Sorry, but I think it's pretty spot on. I'm just gonna briefly go over it. The person wrote. They don't know for certain, but what is known is that at some point Miramax bought the domestic rights to the film, and in 2011 Miramax made a distribution deal with Lionsgate where they would release the bulk majority of their film library on DVD and Blu-ray. At roughly the same time, Echo Bridge made a distribution deal with Miramax where Echo Bridge would release the remainder of Miramax's library. Godzilla vs. Biollante was released in 2012 under the joint Echo Bridge Miramax agreement and in collaboration with Toho. In 2014, Echo Bridge's deal expired and Lionsgate expanded their deal to cover Echo Bridge's portion of the library. Godzilla vs. Biollante was discontinued at some point in 2014. However, while the Blu-ray was in print, it had two different prints. The initial print was under the Echo Bridge name, and the last one was printed under Lionsgate. So they go on to say that the Echo Bridge Miramax, they had a deal with Toho that guaranteed it would remain in print for a certain number of years. When Lionsgate inherited Echo Bridge's portion, they must have also inherited any pre-existing distribution deals, so they honored the remainder of Godzilla vs. Biolante's run. They clearly had no interest, so they discontinued it afterwards. So now it's if enters so many deals, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's lost in distribution hell, basically. That's what happened. Essentially, it's going to be stuck there. So I went ahead and picked up the DVD because screw it, $20. And I don't mind. For Christ's sakes, it's a Godzilla movie. I mean, I know the Blu-ray cleans everything up a little bit better, but come on.
It's not going to be like the biggest difference.
It's going to be maybe brighter and a little bit more colorful, but you're still going to see the puppets, or the suits, I should say.
The suits.
Yeah. MR Sid Club. I'm sorry if I butchered that. My first manga I read was Hikaru no Go. Nice.
I'm currently debating moving that and all of my other Obata stuff over onto my creator shelf because I now have everything Obata has done that's been released in English.
Yeah. Jay, that will be a very sad day when we no longer get physical media, but we will still get them because a lot of people champion that, and even if it's in limited run style quantities, it's still going to be around.
Yeah, it's gonna be, they'll, if anything, eventually it'll turn to like boutique style collections where like Criterion, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, like those will be the producers of most stuff.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Akmo, thoughts on Look Back by Fujimoto. I started reading it and forgot to finish, so I can't really say anything aside from the art, which is breathtaking.
It's going to win awards. Like I hands down will say it's going to win awards. Number one, number two, it's going to go down as being a piece that a lot of people look back at in manga, and it's very interesting because, and I haven't either, but I understand from other people that most of Fujimoto's one shots are more serious in nature as opposed to his ongoing series, where while he does have very serious things at the back, like he accompanies them by more ridiculousness at the forefront of his works.
Yeah.
It really hit me hard because it had so many different layers to it of like, this is a creator speaking about the nature of being a creator. It felt like he was giving a very personal message, especially when like putting out there's a part where he has a note where it's like the book will be going on hiatus because the creator is going through health issues and stuff. And it's like that acknowledgement of how that happens so often and stuff. And in this short, it's happening because of a emotional dilemma and stuff. The entire like layer of it being commentary on the arson at the Kyoto Animation Studio and stuff, because it was literally released on the second anniversary of that. I have to believe that Fujimoto had some friends that were in that fire that were either hurt or killed. There's just so much behind it, and that's just like picking off a couple of the more surface level things. I read through it twice, like in the same day, and it's definitely gone as one of my favorite short works of manga, and it's shown me that like not only is Fujimoto a force to be reckoned with when it comes to shonen and like action type stuff, but I think he's going to be up there as like, I could see him being the next Asano. That's where I would put it in terms of creators that I follow. Asano is where I think they'll do it.
And it is, Viz hasn't said anything, but it already has a solicit for a Japanese copy one-shot manga. So it'll come here, maybe next year.
I believe that's true. I'm crossing my fingers, and it's likely that it's not going to happen unless the Japanese version also comes with extra stuff. But I'm crossing my fingers that we'll see it collected alongside a couple of other of his shorts, because he has like 8 other short stories aside from that one, and none of them have been, as far as I know, even released digitally.
You can do an anthology collection.
Right. And they've been loving doing those lately. They've got like the ones that have been coming out for various creators. They've had the short collection from Urasawa. They have the Toriyama one coming out. They have a Takahashi one coming out.
Whatever happened to the Otomo collection that Kodansha mentioned? The hardcover.
I heard Ultimo, like the Takei Stan Lee series, and I was like, there was a new edition of that. They haven't said anything on it, but that was also something I believe they had mentioned. They first announced it like way long time ago, and then the 2 years ago was like they came back and said, yeah, it's still in the works.
Yeah.
So it's just still, I don't know. Hopefully,
probably still working on it. Mystic Lion, that is very awesome. 150 Blu-ray and 4K movies. That's awesome. I don't have a lot of 4Ks. I do have a lot of Blu-rays, but no, not a whole lot of 4K.
I think I have 2 4K movies, and I don't have a 4K player.
I said, like, I hate, same goes with collected editions. I hate when, like, I have the trade paperback. Now there's an omnibus coming out, so now I have to dump the older stuff to get the new stuff. I hate that with 4Ks as well. I have a lot of movies on Blu-ray that are out on 4K, and I'm like, I don't want to sell. Nobody's going to buy this from me. Nobody's interested, so whatever. So my stance on it is I'll get 4Ks of stuff I'm interested that's new that I don't already have. Like the superhero movies and stuff like that, I'll buy that. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Like I just saw that they're releasing The Thing on 4K. The Thing's one of my favorite movies ever. I'm probably going to stick with the Blu-ray. Nobody wants a copy of it on Blu-ray when you can get the 4K edition. Or they'll probably say, oh, I'll give you $5 for it or $4. I'm like, nah, it's okay. I'll keep mine.
For my film media stuff, my main thing is just having this is dumb. Like, don't be like me. But having the cases the same size. So like,
yeah.
If like, because I have a few movies that are DVDs, but I've gotten custom cases, like, or I've just taken an old Blu-ray case and like sliced part of the like off, or like printed my own thing and just put it in the. I'm like, yeah, let's just do it like that. As long as the case looks good and it lines up with everything else, I'm fine. Like I don't care if it's. Yeah, I don't care what the actual format is, as long as it fits on the shelf with everything else.
Yeah.
Because like I have. Let me go into the.
And man, I don't want to ruin the fun here. You have the 4K Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. I heard that they're putting out a new Lord of the Rings set, 4K set. I never got the one that came out last year. So now I'm interested in the potential limited edition set or whatever they're going to do. I don't know. I wish WB would release Neverending Story on 4K. It'll happen. It takes a while. Probably a rights issue or something, but I'm sure they'll put it out.
It's like my Star Wars Holiday Special.
I love that you have that.
That's not a Blu-ray. This is a DVD.
It's a DVD, yeah.
But I took the insert and I just cut it down. And I mean, it's just a one that was printed off on a computer anyway, so it's not anything crazy. But yeah, these are the editions of Star Wars that I'll stick with until someone does something better. But I don't think anyone's going to do better. They're I think I've shown them on here before. They're the original unedited completely. And these are custom from the Harmy cut. So Harmy Film printed these out, and I bought them on eBay a year or two ago.
I remember, yeah. When will Disney release despecialized Star Wars? They said there was a strong rumor that they were going to do that, right?
I love it. The thing is, like, Star Wars, I don't think that many people, I'm not saying everyone, I don't know how much people, but many people don't know what the actual despecialized versions are, because from the time that they were released in theaters, there were so many different edits that were being put in there, and most of it was very small stuff.
Yeah. But
the edit that most people are familiar with is, of course, the 1998 or so edits that Lucas did. In prep for when the prequels were coming out in the theaters and stuff. And they re-released them in theaters with all the crappy CG and stuff. And most people are at least fine with like that not being in there. But the last version that came out right before those was still very edited from the originals.
Mm-hmm.
So those despecialized Harmy edition ones that I have are completely 100% the original cut from what was aired at theater. I guess you could also, I think, go back and get the laser discs, and those are probably that's probably what they took it from, is from the laser discs to put on Blu-ray. It's very high quality.
Yeah. Mystic Lion says, "You don't have any slip covers, Riley?"
Yeah, I throw mine all away.
What?
I don't throw them away. I put them in a box. They're in. I think they're in the attic right now. I don't like the slip covers. Like I said, it has to be the same. Everything has to line up.
You could sell them, because I see that all the time on eBay. People love selling the slip covers.
I'm just lazy, and I don't want to use eBay anymore because they want all my bank information.
How to say my channel, Mr. Sid Club. Mr. Sid Club 2021. The manga I'm reading is Wave Listen to Me. That's a good one. I really enjoyed the anime, and I want to read the manga because that happens from time to time when they're doing comedy series. They adapt it a little bit differently, so they work on the timing, and the jokes land better because of the vocal performances. So they skip some chapters on purpose. That happened with Sama and another one that I can't remember. I don't know. But Wave Listen to Me, fantastic.
So I know Lou said that they talked about Black Widow and Loki already.
Yeah, they went the first weekend, Gabe, and then last Sunday, Jess and Lou talked about it again.
Okay, about
and
both.
They talked about Loki as well.
Okay.
So I don't know if the audience wants a third Black
So
Widow
let's
review.
talk about Loki.
Let's talk about Loki instead. I liked that a lot of people were kind of like super into Loki and like it's amazing. I didn't really like it when I started watching it, and it's not until the end where I loved it. And a lot of people that were liking it from the beginning, they were like, I'm like okay with it.
Fell off in the end.
Like, oh, that's funny. Yeah.
My wife,
but I loved it. I loved that finale.
My wife dropped out at the 4th episode. Like we watched the first 3, I think, like as they came out, and then we just got busy. I think we went out of town for a weekend or something like that, and then like we fell behind. And she's like, "Well, let's just watch the whole thing once it ends." Yeah. And then so I put on the 4th episode this past weekend, and I was like, "All right, now let's do the 5th one." And she's like, "This is boring. I don't want to watch this." And I was like, "Whatever. I do. I'll go ahead and watch it without you."
That 5th one was really awesome, though.
Yeah, the 5th one was crazy, and I loved the finale. I loved the 6th episode, but I have a weakness for the. I was gonna say I have a weakness for exposition-heavy finales because it's like, hey, here's just a ton of shit, smack you in the face with the exposition. So now we have this better idea of what's going to be happening as Phase 4 goes on, which is nice because we had very little clarity on how like all this multiverse shenanigans were supposed to work.
We're not going to spoil everything, but I'm just going to put the banner in here, this little thing, because if you haven't seen Loki, you can drop out from the show now and come back and watch this later, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going to plan on spending a long time talking about it anyway.
Yeah, no. I was just going to geek out and say, never have I been so emotionally invested in watching a squiggly line break up into multiple lines in space. I was geeking out super hard on that, and just the idea of the reveal of who that final person is. Absolutely loved it. That's my jam. I can't wait. I love me some Kang. That's one of my all-time favorite villains.
I also
so no spoilers.
I watched that final episode, and the next day I went to tell my wife. I was like, because we came home, we went out for the night to go like roller skating, and then we came home, and she's like, I'm tired as hell. I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the laundry, and I'm going to finish watching Loki. She's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the next day we woke up and we went out to go take that one out for a walk. Like we drove an hour away to go to this nice big park and stuff and take her for like an hour long walk. And then we went out and got like lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
And so she asked me like, so how was Loki? You finished it up last night? And I was like, yeah. And I told her like, I loved it. And it's honestly like super important for the MCU going forward. And she's like, God damn it. Like she got pissed because she was like the one that I skip out on. So I had to explain it all to her. I explained everything, and she's like, "Okay, cool, thanks. No, I'm not gonna watch it." But it was cool. It's like Marvel, fucking Doctor Who. It was basically what it was to me.
That Planet of the Apes-esque ending was amazing with the statue at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Well, wait, what happened?" I'm like, "It happened. All right, it happened."
I recommended I made like a quick TikTok recommendation saying like if you enjoyed it to go check out Loki comics to give for this. I was like definitely check out the Kieran Gillen stuff.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And I said also absolutely Loki, Agent of Asgard. And then I said if you enjoyed that kind of time travel, very Doctor Who-esque stuff with Loki here, unrelated, but check out Dan Slott's Silver Surfer, because his Silver Surfer is also very Who inspired.
Cosmic.
And then like traveling through time and space, all that jazz. And then finally, I was like, if you want more TVA stuff, Dan Slott's She-Hulk. And this is also going to help you to get prepared for She-Hulk when it comes around, because he does a lot with her as an attorney, all that stuff. So
also, media-wise, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the canceled TV show, they have a bunch of season 2 was dedicated to Kang, the Conqueror, and his fight against the Avengers. I cannot recommend that series enough. To me, it's one of the best animated superhero. The art is not the best, but the story and what Chris Yost was the main writer on that show, what he did with that was amazing, and they covered so much ground before even the MCU was starting. So I really recommend that. The Kang on that show was amazing. Max, who are on your friends, but he meant shirts. This shirt is, I was going to say Black Widow, Widowmaker from Overwatch. It's a custom
I thought it was
shirt.
Psylocke.
No.
Yeah. I was like, oh, is that a Psylocke shirt? I didn't know you were a big Psylocke fan. That's cool.
I like Psylocke, but not a whole ton for me to get a shirt.
And I've got Funny Valentine, the antagonist of Steel Ball Run, the 7th part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I bought this because I was going to wear it on my birthday, because July 4th is my birthday, and it was going to be like, it's my birthday, it's America's birthday, but I'm still a weeb. But then it literally came out or came to me the next day on Monday, on the 5th.
That happens.
Because it was imported. I didn't know. When I bought it on Amazon, I thought it was domestic, but it was an import from Japan.
Fields and Brown, there were sure a lot of ass shots in Black Widow. I thought they won't have that. Not that I'm complaining. You know what I did not like about Black Widow? A lot of people were praising accents. I'm like, bruh, the accents in Black Widow are all over the place. If you pay close attention, everybody breaks accents in that movie. David Harbour, Pew, everybody. At some point, you hear it. And I'm like, oh, man, they tried. They really tried. And you even got the bad guy. Isn't he? Let me Google it real quick because I can't remember the actor's name.
The actor, I think, isn't he English?
He's English or Irish or something. Ray Winston? English. And he's
Yeah.
doing the fake Russian accent. I'm like, oh, okay.
And
I didn't like the
Brown
dialect in that movie.
Cleveland Brown is horny on Maine. That's what the kids say. Like not hiding that horniness at all. I swear to God, every single video, it's always like the last one. It was about what's wrong with the sexualization in manga or something like that. And I was like, well, if it's a 16-year-old, I'm not really interested in that. And now it's about ass shots in Black Widow and not being opposed to it. Like, shit, man.
Widowmaker, she's in the Overwatch with a great big sniper rifle.
Yeah, see, I don't look at the comments, so that's the first time I've seen this. But like, horny on Maine, absolutely.
You know what I didn't understand in Black Widow? At the start, they have American accents because they're undercover. Then later on, they don't speak Russian to each other, but just English with thick Russian accent. I thought it was very generic, stereotypical Russian accents, especially Florence Pugh. Everybody's like, oh, she's so good at this. I'm like, really? Okay.
Because I don't think that you're going to get all those actors speaking in Russian for the entire movie. I don't think that a lot of, like, I know you know, but I think a lot of audience doesn't realize, like, you have American actors, British actors and stuff. They're not fluent in the language. It's easier to shoot small amounts of scenes in a language because you're phonetically memorizing rather than actually. I don't think a young Jess was even that horny on Maine. Like, young Jess was.
I don't know, but don't worry about it, Cleveland Brown. We appreciate you. You're always you're one of the good ones. You've been loyal to this channel for a long time. But yeah,
well, I have to mow the lawn, and the sun's getting real low, as Black Widow
very
says.
Anticlimactic. Yeah.
Sun's getting. Look at that.
Oh, wait a second. What I'm saying is they could speak with an American accent, but later on they chose to go with Russian accents. I know because
they
all over the place.
They're needing to speak in American accents to hide their identity, whereas later they don't need to hide their identity. But you're also not gonna. So it's like if they did speak with American accents the whole time, then it's like, well, the characters are forcing themselves for no reason to speak an American accent, but not speaking Russian. It's the characters are forcing themselves to speak in English. So either way, unless they invested enough into each of the actors learning fluently Russian instead of just phonetically speaking Russian for the scenes they needed to, which they're not going to invest that much time for a Marvel movie. That's
too much effort for what it is. Yeah. One final question here. James, thoughts on Platinum End, same writer of Death Note. I haven't read it. I apologize, James, but it looks cool.
I just bought it.
Yeah. There you go.
So maybe in a month or so, I'll have it read.
There you go. Well, you can probably get a lot of the books that we mentioned, from the Loki stuff to Platinum End to Black Widow books, all that fun stuff at our sponsor. That's InStockTrades.com, IST, as we like to say, where you can get your omnibus, manga, trade paperback, hardcover, all that fun stuff for really great discount prices, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack out an extra 2% to that. And at the end of every month, we do a little giveaway, gift card for $50, open to everybody. So tune in next Monday. I think we should be giving that out away to a lucky viewer. That's courtesy. Again, thank you to our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This was a wild and crazy show. It went into unexpected territories. We covered action figures, Godzilla, Black Widow, Russian accents, and what else did we cover tonight?
Horny on Maine.
Yeah. So it was all over the place. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of this. We'll be back on Sunday for whatever show we do on Sundays, and then Monday, hauls, previews, and reads. And then next Thursday, we're going to talk about July manga preview month. Hopefully I'm going to have a special guest alongside Omnibus Collector. So stay tuned for that. All right. Riley, where can people find you on the internet?
Right there. Oh, shit, my hand. There. The Omnibus Collector on YouTube, of course. I just put up a video yesterday. For those of y'all who are not already comic readers, this is designed to help people get into comics. Man, that guy's got a nice, dark, full beard. So yeah, so check that one out. And then I was going to try and have something else filmed tonight so I could upload it soon, but we'll see what happens because I'll be preoccupied next week.
All right.
And Gio, how about yourself?
You can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime, manga, and comics. And this weekend, I'm going to do a hangout live stream and play some video games. If you want to join me in for that, Week in Geekdom is the place to go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay safe out there. God bless. Talk to you all next time. Bye, everybody. And